Yes, 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 yes. More yes. And a lot of no's. A lot of no's. I'm reading a book right now called Go for No. And it's about failure quotient. And the most successful salesmen, and we're all salesmen, no matter what you do or not, you're selling yourself or selling something in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a placement in a job or an idea to your partner or whatever it is. But it's about those who want to lean in to failure as a pathway to success. And I'm learning how to lean into failure, to lean into people saying no, to lean into as an expansion tool. And it's profound. It's so challenging, but it's profound. So here we are, January, what are we at, 12, 13? I'm not stuck on the numbers. I know it's Friday because this is my live Friday, so welcome, hello, good to see you. And I just decided what I was going to play on the way. I asked my wife and my son, and he participates even though he can't speak, what I should play today, and she said the song Transition. And I was like, okay. And then my mind went into thinking mode, and I started to rethink this song that I wrote. It'd have to be 12, 13 years ago. I started to rethink about what alone means to me. And this song is about, I'll fix that in the I'll fix that in the text. Thanks, Sarah. Yes, it is Brené Brown. I'm not there yet. I'm not talking about that yet. But that's where I'm headed. So it's this piece about being alone. And this song, Transition, what it meant for me in the past is being willing to walk out, being willing to be with myself, totally, fully at peace with myself. I spent so much of my life needing to please others, being on the outside, and I didn't feel complete unless I was hanging out with somebody, spending time with somebody, or doing anything like that. So I started to think about that again and reevaluate it, and now there's this different sense of aloneness that I feel, but I don't feel lonely. See, in the past I felt lonely, and now I'm alone, but it's in a different way. I'm alone in some of the ideas. I'm alone, and this book speaks it the best. I am not going to be able to nail it as good as this book does, but it's Brené Brown. It doesn't, in my text, I've done it wrong, and I'm going to fix it after this video. So if you're watching it live, don't pay any attention to that. But her name is Brené Brown, and she wrote this gorgeous book, Braving the Wilderness. And it is about true belonging, the quest for true belonging and the courage to stand alone. And standing alone is this notion of being willing to stand in our truth, no matter what anybody thinks. There's a deep truth within each and every single one of us that is potent, that is valuable, that most people shy away from. And they don't want to speak because they don't want to upset. They want to people please. And Brené talks about, and I sure have been, and there's tons of people in our culture that spend their life pleasing other people. And so there's this Maya Angelou quote that she references here. And it's like, you're only free. I talk about freedom a lot because I truly believe that freedom is an inner game and it has nothing to do with the outside. But you are only free when you realize you belong no place, you belong every place, no place at all. The price is high, but the reward is great. So Brené so eloquently, talks about how she's had to stand alone in a lot of her ideas, from her stage presentations to, she talks about here, being one of the only people that wouldn't subscribe antibiotics for their children. And, the first thing they say is every other pediatrician does it. And I'll go somewhere else and it says, it's okay if I'm alone on this. It's not what I believe. It's the best for the child, period. So she's standing in her truth. And she finally comes to the end of this chapter and realizes, Maya belongs to Maya. I belong to myself. I get it. I don't quite have it completely, but at least I'm getting it. And there's this notion of when you truly belong to yourself, and I've talked about this quite a bit, but when you belong to yourself, you belong to everything. I mean, it's you may call it a spiritual philosophy, this notion of we are all interconnected. But there's a deep sense that we are. If you look at nature, you see that connection. You feel that connection. And we have that with each other too. So standing in our truth, we may look into the eyes of another person and it may feel disconnected, but there's a deep connection in truth. And some may be willing to see it or not. And it doesn't matter. That belonging of standing alone in our truth is beautiful. And I have a lot to learn about it, so I'm speaking my best to it today. Not as eloquently as I would like, or as this book. So go grab this book, Braving the Wilderness, by Brené Brown. I think I'm saying her name right. And the song today is Transition. Exactly what I'm talking about. What's up, Fizz? Good to see you, bud. I miss you, man. The lyrics are in the text. Hi, Becca. Touching down, we make ground upon this life. Don't you frown, the best thing we got is yet to be found. Remember when walking was new, and love is all we knew. Our minds are battered and bruised by emotions we never knew. Emotions we never knew. Oh, they feel so real inside. Take a look around. All we see is lonely people and the shattering frowns. Oh, get a little bit closer and hide away from your fear of being a clown. Oh, remember when we were free. Love is all we would be. If we take a look closely now, we will see that this is our society that keeps us from being free. But if you go somewhere, go somewhere, go somewhere alone. We can go somewhere, we can go somewhere, we can go somewhere alone. And then learn to call it home, yeah, we are free. We are free as a world could never be, yeah. practice being alone. You can go somewhere, can go somewhere alone. You can go somewhere, go somewhere alone. And then learn to call it home. Yeah, you are free. We are all free as one can never be. Yeah, we're touching down, and we're making ground upon these little simple lives. Oh, don't you frown. Best thing you got is here right now. Slow down for a second. I feel like I rushed in to that song. The music always slows me down. Thanks, Fizz. Opens my heart. Brings me back home. To the place it's always connected. It's good to see you. Fizz, brother, Mayor, if you're watching. I wish you a fantastic weekend full of love and connection and expression of your truth and your unique voice. Just free from the obstruction and destruction of pleasing and just really caring what anybody has to say about who we are and how we show up. It's deep work for me. Love you. Love you, Fizz. Speak soon.